Good morning, dear students. Today we'll start with the topic of memory management. Now, memory management is a functionality of operating system which manages the main memory and keeps track of process moving from secondary memory to main memory to CPU and vice versa. Now, I have uploaded the notes of this particular lecture and you may all go through that too for your reference. So this is the thing that I have. Before beginning on with memory management, I like to go with a story of a CPU so that it is better understood to you. How main memory works, what is the position of main memory in your system, and so on. Now, as I told, memory management is a functionality of operating system. So which are the functionality of operating system? Let's go through the last portion I have written. The functionality of operating systems are process management, memory management, device management, and to provide networking and security. Now, among all these type of functionality, we have discussed process management and we are currently discussing memory management. We have discussed a lot about all these things, but to clear off your concept, I thought of putting up this lecture so that it is very easily understood to you and it is in the form of a story. So it's sure that this lecture would be very useful to you. Now, let's imagine that there is a CPU in this world of computer world. There is only one CPU in this computer world, and the functionality of CPU is what it tells to give the process and I will execute it. It tells give me some process from somewhere and I will execute that. As fast as possible I will execute this particular process. The CPU tells just that only. Its functionality is that and it tells okay. Now, which is the form of which is the way we can give the process to the CPU for execution, that it gets the process as fast as possible, which is the fastest way we can think. Now you may think about cache memory. Now cache memory, again it will take some time, don't think about main memory itself, don't think about that, because you know very well, as we have discussed in the scheduling part, there is memory access cycles required for taking the block of word from main memory then to the cache and then from cache to the processor and so on. Now let's think of an answer called registers. Registers is very fast. If you don't forget that there are registers in processors to accumulator and all, registers very nearly residing to your CPU. But the problem with that is that if processes are small, it can store small values in registers, you know the capacity of register. But if the process was big, then that even too becomes not useful. Then what shall we do? So now the tangent CPU, in the CPU story, we are all going through CPU story. The CPU tells to bring some process, I will execute that. And we are thinking of options to give the process to the CPU as fast as possible. We have we are currently discussing on with registers. It would be good, registers would be a good option if the processes are small. If the processes are big, then that will not work. So now the solution, one of the solution is that we give secondary memory to the CPU. We give secondary memory, you know very well, secondary memory you can give it as 100 GB, 50 GB, 500 GB, etc. You know, take it and keep it. We give CPU the secondary memory, lots of memory, so there is no memory constraint itself. You enjoy, take it. We are giving to the CPU. Now the CPU has the secondary memory to take the process. Now the thing is that CPU started its work with the secondary memory, but then later working with secondary memory it got to know that it has to travel so long to get all the data. As seen over here, see in this diagram, you especially see the location of your CPU, no CPU. this CPU, this main memory, and your secondary. This is how is your one the general architecture how it goes. And if something has to come from secondary memory, it has to travel via bus to reach to the CPU. So now in this in this scenario, CPU thinks it was better with registers, but there is a memory constraint. And with secondary memory usage, the CPU it does its work, and then if it is goes to sleep and then again get up, still this content or the data from secondary memory, the secondary memory may have not reached this CPU. So now that is again not a good option. Now let's think of a memory which can bring process to the CPU as fast as possible. Again, we have thought of various options. Now, then comes the main hero who tells us, Mehuna. Mehuna. Who is Mehuna? Main memory. Don't forget that's Mehuna. किसका है ये तुमको इंतजार Mehuna? That is, it tells the CPU to whom are you waiting for? I am there, na. It tells I will solve all your problem, but give me keep me in between CPU and secondary memory. That's how it is placed, positioned. You can see over here, that's how it is positioned in between your secondary memory and your CPU. You see, and it will do the logical address mapping and the physical address mapping. Physical address is the way the addresses are stored in your main memory. That's written over here. Physical address is the way, and in CPU it is stored in the form of logical address. So CPU will give only the logical address, and whereas the main memory has its content stored in physical addressing form about. So that mapping has to be done. Also, if data is not there in main memory, it will fetch, the main memory will do the extra work for us to take it from secondary memory to main memory. Also it tells the CPU that my speed is not more than your registers, but it is better than your secondary memory to fetch from bus, because it adds on to time. You may know that, the way if we fetch things from here, it will add on to time buses, because there are if you have to travel data by your bus, if you have to take data using bus, one thing dear students, keep it in your mind that the buses are accessed by various peripheral devices connected to your system. So if you want the process reach the CPU within the shortest possible time about, because CPU utilization is one of the factor you shouldn't forget, that is keeping busy the CPU with process one after the other. If one process finished, the other process should execute. Or if one process is currently in wait state, block state because of any other reason about, it should give the CPU cycles to any other process which is currently in the queue. So all this management has to be done. So that is also one thing you need to keep it into account. So it will take the process, now the main memory will take the process from secondary memory and put it in main memory. So now the data is there in main memory, and CPU has logical address and main memory has physical. So mapping can be done from LA to PA. Also security, protection and care has to be taken by main memory. It will be taken by main memory so that no user enter the OS area. Now one thing dear student, this is just a general knowledge, like what happens when you boot up your system. When you boot up your system, your OS is loaded, which is there in your main memory. Your OS is loaded, your operating system is loaded onto the main memory. Operating system is loaded onto your main memory. Now no one should enter into this operating system area. OS is allocated some portions from your main memory, if this is your main memory, and no one should enter over here. The remaining is your user area, the remaining portion is your user area. So that is about security and protection we talk about, because if people alter the system software about, that's not going to work about. So these are the things about main memory, memory management and main memory. If you do have any query, please do mail me or ask using Google Classroom. Thank you. Have a nice day.